So the picture that you see on your screen is of a man that lost his life in a place called Silent Hill that is in the Manchester, Clarendon area. Based on the preliminary information that was out there, it is said that he invaded the premises of an elderly 80-year-old. The news did not really specify if it was a man or a woman. So most persons, including myself, assume that the fact that there was also a video accompanying this picture. He was naked in a birthday suit just like the day in born. So I was assuming that he tried to invade the property, jump over the fence of this elderly woman, only to find out later on that it was an elderly man. Based on the information that was out there before, it made it seem as if this man was breaking and entering into somebody's property. However, news that is out there from persons that are privy to information know both the elderly man and this man. It is said that he was working for the elderly man. He was like a caretaker. However, this elderly man is a person that is of senile status. That means it seems as if he might lose his head. It is said that this man was also a butcher. So people that explain his skill set as it pertains to any sorts of KNIFE. So the story that the man invaded the property is now twisting and turning. Like I've always said, Jamaica is some sorts of Netflix with all sorts of twist and turn, all sorts of Ilangoli, Rilo. It is said that he left the house to buy some sorts of bun and cheese and juice for the elderly man. When he came back, as soon as he entered the premises, the elderly man that has all sorts of BUTCHERING skill set started to ATTACKE him. Me no know if him buy the bun and cheese and the juice and come back and went in his room and was about to go take some sorts of shower. And then the elderly BUTCHER in the past rush him and start put on all sorts of joke up on the man. So now that we hear both sides of the story, it starts to make sense, because at first me I wonder, what would a man be doing invading a next man's property, beat an elderly man, and then them find him naked after the man juke him up? I thought he went to invade some sorts of woman's property. Then when we hear say this man was a ex-BUTCHER, that kind of explain his skill set with the knifings or the jukings. People like me say, this is Jamaica, it is like a Netflix series, so therefore don't be surprised if tomorrow we hear a third side of the story. What is the truth? I guess only time will tell. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, do you remember back in the days when you used to go to country and you used to see the country people, look like them come from country, look like them a work hard, look like some sorts of farmer that were always tilling the soil? Do you remember when St. Elizabeth was once considered the breadbasket capital, farming community? However, people, it seems as if a whole bunch of stuff has changed, and tremendously for the worse. St. Elizabeth has become one of those places that is notorious for all sorts of bank, Western Union, MoneyGram robbery, all sorts of robbery, all sorts of criminal activity. Well, guess what? The SSP for the era, Mr. Minto, he got some sorts of pertinent information, call it intelligence, spot a lion from the Popo attack. They went on some sorts of operation at the era in some sorts of bush place. Early that day, them find a tool, them arrest a couple of people. Later on, within 12 hours, half a day, them go in some other bush area, and some men jump out of some sorts of shack, blaze up all sorts of corn after the Popo. Of course, you know what is going to come next. The Popo retreat, wheel and pop off, blaze up after them. After the smoke clear, one man was hit. Two other persons take for themselves. It is also said that an 18-year-old girl was also held in one of the operation. One person was taken into custody. Based on the information from the Popo, it is said that these persons are wanted for all sorts of robberies and crime in the St. Elizabeth era. So the one person that they held, he is going to be taken into custody. The Popo also said, based on the other two men that ran in different directions in the bush, they are awaiting the dogs, meaning the K9 units. Now, people, like I've always said, when it comes to the JSF and JDF, they are reactive instead of proactive. So let me ask you a question now. Where is this dog, this K9, coming from? Because if you go on some sorts of special operation in a some sorts of bush, you would have thought one of the priorities or one of the tools that you are going to need is these dogs. Should in case somebody take for themselves, run at the bush, at least the dog could and chase them down. So people like we say, this are just 9-day talk, them just a talk. Because if them go on operation and leave the dog, me don't know it's part of the dog. Maybe the dog there are some sorts of beach, and we know that it was the holiday the other day. So therefore, maybe the dog they're on vacation. My point is this though. And the most important thing, again, a little young girl in the midst of all sorts of criminal. Again, these people decide they want to take on the Popo in any sort of SHOOT out. People, I am not giving you any sort of scientific survey. However, the last time that I checked, I think that it is about 99.99999 to infinity 9 that the Popo are always going to win in that type of battle. And such is the case. In this case, the good thing, like me say, them hold a couple of people, them take off to a toll. Some people lose them life. More people should have lost their life. However, a win is a win is a win. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, I don't know if you're old enough to remember when Jamaicans were a trendsetter in a style and fashion, pattern and everything. However, it seems as of lately, all of these people are some follow back. Everybody hooked on this copycat syndrome. And now Jamaicans are following all sorts of rap artists, such and such. Now people, dancehall artist Conscience made a post on one of his social media platform, and this is the picture right here. And he's in some sorts of outfit that kind of looks weird for Jamaican style. People, this does not say anything that this person is a Jamaican, and people, what does a Jamaican dress like? Everybody have their own style, everybody have their own pattern. However, most persons are saying that he is trying to emulate, copy Kanye West. Now people, if you know anything about Kanye West, he is controversial with everything that he does. His music, his speech, and his fashion. However, some people like it, some people don't like it. The point that persons are making is that if you're going to have some sorts of fashion, at least come with something original. Don't try to be like somebody else, but people, we have to understand. When it comes to dancehall, controversy, mix-up, and SEXL. So therefore, Conscience knows that if he wants any sorts of attention, any sorts of buzz, any sorts of relevance, because the truth be told, we haven't heard any sorts of hit new music from Conscience lately. So therefore, maybe he wants some sorts of spotlight, maybe he wants some sorts of highlights. So therefore, if him just do the ordinary stuff, he is going to be ignored. If you do some sorts of off-the-wall-ish, then tongues are going to be wagging, and that is exactly more than likely what he is looking for. Because people, I am no sorts of fashionista. Yes, me know if a dress. However, me no dey in them kind of weird kind of dressing, space age kind of fishy type of look. Yes, so therefore, him know say him probably don't even like it. However, if him put on something like this and make a post, people are going to talk, tongues are going to be wagging. So therefore, he is going to get the relevance and the attention that he needs. More than likely, you're going to hear that he is coming out with some sorts of music video or some sorts of song. There is always, wherever you see smoke, there is fire. There is always some sorts of ulterior motive with this madness that goes on in a dancehall and hip-hop. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, have you ever heard that peace of mind is the greatest thing? Sanity is the greatest thing, even better than freedom, or both goes hand in hand. The picture that you see on your screen is of a 70-year-old man, not in Jamaica. His name is Ripple. Apparently, Mr. Ripple was not very comfortable with the relationship or marriage that he had with his wife. They've been married for about 3 years or so. However, it seemed as if the ningy and the nagging in his ears was getting to him. So therefore, he came up with an intricate plan how to get out of this marriage ASAP. Sure shot method, no sorts of failure. He decided that he was going to rob a bank, and by him robbing the bank without any sorts of GUN, he just handed the teller some sorts of note. She gave him about a couple of $1,000s or so, and he walked away. And then he came back and sat in the lobby. When the po came, he said to the po, I am the person that just robbed this bank. Please take me to jail. Don't give me any sorts of bail. Give me some time so I can get away from my wife. This is my method, people. There's always some sorts of method to the madness. When the people go to the house and ask the wife what was going on, based on the information out there from the media, it is said that this wife was nagging him about some sorts of dryer, to fix some sorts of dryer. She's always nagging him, so therefore it seems as if this was the straw that broke the camel's back. So therefore he told the wife, listen, I am going to go to the bank. This is a note that I am going to write. This is a note that I am going to give to the teller. And this is going to be my action. So therefore she validated or verified exactly what he said. Because when the FBI came, as usual, whenever there's any sort of BANK robbery, they are always going to investigate, meaning the FBI. When them come and them ask and I try for wonder, why would this man actually go in the bank without any sorts of tool, stick them up and with some sorts of note and then just sit down and wait for the po and the FBI to come? They realize that this man would prefer to go to jail, face 20 years in a jail, instead of going home and arguing with his wife like they've always done about some sorts of dryer that needs to be fixed. Now, people, like I said, this is not Jamaica. However, I am sure that a lot of persons in Jamaica and everywhere else can relate to that. If you're in any sorts of marriage or any sorts of relationship that makes you very miserable, sometimes you might feel as if you want to KILL yourself, go to Phil's Hardware, buy some sorts of short rope and find some sorts of tall tree, or go up and jump off of the NCB building. People, I am not recommending it. I am just telling you that a lot of persons are feeling such way in some sorts of relationship. My best advice, if you're in any such situation, it is best if you enter or exit stage left. Leave before it gets too late. Leave before you get pressured into doing something that you don't want to do, meaning taking away yourself or even taking away your wife or even doing what this man did, Mr. Ripple. So people like me say, this makes no sorts of sense. However, there's always a method to the madness. This man felt as if it is the only choice that he had, and he had two choices: is either the wife or jail. He chose to go to jail. People, I just saw it go point blank and period. Further on in the news, if you are not convinced that these gangsters in these volatile communities are the lowest of low lives, then this incident will give you a reminder. I am speaking about an incident that occurred in a place called Jones Avenue, that is in Spanish Town, St. Catherine to be specific, where it is said that one brother, David, lost his life. A next brother was badly, BURN, in some sorts of arson, ATTACK. Based on the brothers, it is said that they were home at about 4 a.m. Now, people, 4 a.m. in the morning, that is when the sleep kind of sweet. That is when persons are drawing the fourth gear. And if you've noticed, most of the time when there's any sorts of gang activity, this is the time in which these criminal elements choose to strike. Based on the information, it is said that them battle BOOM the place. After the cooling down operation, the brother David was found on the veranda. So therefore, them know so the people them lock inside. Them know so the people them don't have the key. Them know so the people them can't jump through the grill. So therefore, them set the people them place ablaze. And then the people them can't even come out. Because if you come out, you are pretty much stuck between a rock and a hard place. Either FIRE or GUNFIRE. Don't you notice that most of the time whenever these incidents occur, it is always innocent people that have nothing to do with nothing. So therefore, it is not even a case in which if them can't catch Quacker, them catch him shot. They just choose random house, mostly with women, mostly with elderly people, mostly with innocent people that have nothing to do with nothing, no part in the old kind of melee. Even the next house that was next door, even the mother and the child have to take for themselves when that place also caught ABLAZE because of the fire next door. People like me say. This is why when we see the po go for these people and take them out and them a ball and a talk about them a baby and them want to live, give them life to Christ, we should not feel sorry for them. That is why I don't throw any sorts of sympathy party for any sorts of gangsters, because whenever they are taking out innocent people, they do not care. So therefore, there will be no sorts of mercy for the merciless. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.